working?
Yes.
Yep.
It's happening. Okay.
Perfect. All right. So just this is Monday night, our Monday night team training, as I just said. Welcome everybody. And so tonight we're going to go through our congratulations for June. We're going to talk about goals and intentions for July, and we're going to talk about my journey to qualifying for Pro 5 Summit. And this has very much been a journey of mindset and realizing how much my subconscious programming was holding me back. So hopefully that will be helpful for you guys to learn from tonight. So just before we carry on, I just want to make sure that everybody is aware that we're now moving through the Evolve compensation plan, which obviously came into effect in March, and we're now into that. We're no longer in transition for the sales volume requirement. So just make sure that you know, for whatever rank you are, what the volume requirement is that you need. And Maxine will be able to fill you in and explain this a little bit more. But for everybody else, hopefully you know exactly where you need to be to make sure that you're commission qualified. But if not, please reach out. Yeah, just the rewards circle. So just so that people know the repeat reward, that's no longer happening. But we do have the anniversary rewards that are sent out to people on their anniversary month. So check your back office for any customers you've got that have got their anniversary month. If it's in July, then just make sure that this month they put in an order for 175 if they want to get that free gift. So just let them know. If anybody's not sure about that, just reach out.
Is the gift the same every month? Do you know, Liko, or do they switch it up?
It's been Axio has been the anniversary reward, and the repeat reward was the D3.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not sure whether the anniversary reward, I think it will probably just stay as Axio, possibly. Not sure. All right, so first of all, I just want to say a big congratulations to these guys, to Arietta Pardo, Marika Stevens, Jeanette King, Caroline Hope, and Ange de Beer, who all got to Onyx level this month, which is awesome. And that means that they get, because their volume is between that 500 to 1,000, it means they get another 5% commission with their paycheck this month, which is awesome.
And I'm going to be really vain and give you a better photo that you can use next time.
Good. And are we going? Are we going to try and put it on this one, Jeanette?
Absolutely.
No, I look forward to it. Awesome. And now I want to congratulate our Emerald sellers. So these are people who had between 999 and 1,999 in volume. So congratulations to Rachel, Mari, Kelly, Kerry-Ann, and Kathy, which was awesome. So well done to all you guys. Faye, well done on getting Sapphire. That's between 1,999 to 3,999 in customer sales volume. And so this is your personally enrolled customers. So this is not your distributors or not what anybody else is doing. This is just what your personally enrolled customers, which is so cool. I got to Diamond, which was wonderful. Again, feel very privileged for some amazing customers I have. And as you know, I've qualified for Pro 5 Summit. So Maxine, you might not be aware of this, but Pro 5 Summit is something when you get to a certain rank in the company, so Pro 5, if you maintain that rank for 3 months within a 6-month period, then you get to go to something called Pro 5 Summit. But it's because now we're sort of changing with the whole compensation plan. Instead of Pro 5 Summit, they are going to pay for me to go to Global Convention, because we have a global convention in October. So they're going to pay for me to go to the global convention in Texas in October. So I feel very, very, very lucky and very blessed with this. And as I say, well, I probably don't need to, I can just tell you guys here. No, here. I'll get to it. But in the meantime, what I do want to talk about is obviously July is a brand new month. It's a brand new month for everybody. And I just want you all to set yourself up for success and make sure that you write down your goals and intentions. And this month, like in every month, actually, it has been so vitally important for me. Every month, I've got this little book that I have, which is purely for my goals for the month, or, for other things that are, perhaps going to help me reach my goals. So, find yourself a little book that you can just pull out each month and just write down what you want to achieve. Now, that might be one of our seller ranks. It might be, I don't know, it might be, you want to help, some more people, you might want to get, 5 customers this month, or whatever it is that really aligns with you, be certain to write it down. And by writing it down and making it real, it's a bit like when you've got a ship. If you've got a ship in the ocean, if you just jump on the ship and you go wherever, decide, okay, I'll go wherever, then you'll go wherever. But if you go, okay, I want to go to this place, then you've got somewhere to aim for. You know where you're going. So just like become intentional with that, and just really make sure that you know what you want to achieve. So for me, my journey to qualifying to Pro 5 Summit. So I qualified for Pro 5, which is 20,000 in volume, in September 2021, which is a wee while ago now. But anyway, to get to the Pro 5 Summit, I needed to maintain 3 months within a 6-month period. And so I maintained 2 of those months when I first qualified, and then I missed out. Like, I literally was like maybe at about 18,500 in November 2021. And I'm pretty sure I was about the same in December 2021. But I was kind of like, oh, well, I'll get it next time. I'll get it next time. I never actually put I guess I never made, I hoped I would get it, but I never actually made, I never really put that line in the sand and said, okay, this is something that I really, really want to get and, go for. And so that first 6-month period kind of passed me by. And then last year, I would maintain probably, 1 or 2 months within that 6-month period, but couldn't get the third. And as I say, there was 3 qualification periods that passed me by, and this was my final opportunity, as there's no more Pro 5 Summit. So they're announcing the new incentive programs in Activate. And, there was a lot of pressure for this one. Probably the biggest pressure was from myself. But there was a lot of pressure, especially like from Grania and Josie and stuff, when I caught up with them in the Gold Coast. They're like, you've got it in the bag, it's all yours. And I was like, and it's been a really hard one for me, because I do this business because I love helping people. I love helping people with their health and get healthier. And this, I guess, there's just been those limiting thoughts. In fact, I might need to go to the next slide. So for me, there's definitely been so many limiting beliefs that have stood in my way, and were 100% the reason I hadn't done it before. Some of those were, what will people think? I don't deserve this, and often I would, like I would do the self-sabotaging behavior, like I would, like not do the things I knew I needed to do to get there, because, I definitely realized that my subconscious, wherever it's from, whether it's, from my childhood or wherever, there was a lot of things holding me back that, that actually were stopping me from reaching this goal. And I had a book of goals, not this one, a different one that I write in every month. And it was constantly there. This Pro 5 Summit was constantly there. Well, this month, at the beginning of the month, I was like, I'm sick of this book. I'm not reaching this goal. The pressure's too much. And I actually burnt that book of goals. I decided that it was time to let it go and just, burn it and be okay, just be okay with what is. And don't get me wrong, I did buy a new book. So I've still got this book. And I did right in the beginning, you know, I wrote it in there again, so it hadn't gone anywhere, and I definitely just, you know, made that decision that this is what I really wanted to achieve this month. So what changed? Well, you know, I set my goals like every month with my new book, but I also made a decision, and I knew what I needed to do, and I knew I needed to do whatever it took. So I guess that process, you know, when we're setting goals and when we're goal setting, you know, that process of success is writing down the goal is one thing, but then you've got to have a burning desire. You know, you've got to have a why. My family knew that this was my goal. You know, my kids knew that this was my goal. You know, there was a lot of pressure, you know, like that. They were like, Mum, have you got it? Have you got it? You know, and, you know, I wanted to do it for my kids, for my family, but I guess probably most of all for me. Because I just, yeah, there was just something overwhelming in me, and also for all of you guys, you know, who were cheering me on. So I made a decision. I definitely made a decision. You know, I then had the faith. I made a plan. I was persistent, and I definitely didn't quit. That was, you know, but there is so much more to it, I guess, after we've set our goals. The beautiful Faye did a soul journey with me, and you know, we've got amazing support in this team. We've got amazing support actually from the whole company, but Faye caught up with me when they said to me that I would, if I maintained this month, then I would get to go, you know, that I would get to go to Pro 5 Summit, and I burst into tears because I was like, one more month. That was my nemesis. That one more month was the really hard part. So anyway, you know, Faye said, let's get together and let's let me help you and remove some of those blocks. And so that's what Faye and I did. She said, make a vision board. So I did make a vision board. It's actually up there. She said, have a picture, you know, have something that you know, is going to remind you why you're doing it. And she said, go for it. So that's definitely what I did. And I guess after that, you know, some things started lining up, and I found this really random lady on YouTube, and she's called Mary Kate, and she's a manifesting mindset guru. She is, I don't know how I came across her, but anyway, I did. And there was this one day I'd just been to catch up with somebody, and I decided to flick on one of her YouTube videos, and it was 10 minutes, and it was pick a photo. So she said, you know, I'm going to put up 4 photos, and you need to pick one of those photos and work out, you know, which one. She said, don't overthink it. Just pick the photo that aligns with you. So I picked that photo with the ladder, and when she read it out of what it was, it basically was a message and a sign that you're meant to achieve this goal. So she said, it's a really big goal that you've got in mind, and you don't know how you're going to get there, but you are going to get there, and this is what I want you to do. And so it was all about using that affirmation. So it's all possible. My success is inevitable. And then she said, using this ladder of belief, she said, basically, you know, start with the bottom rung. She said, because you're not going to go from the bottom all the way to the top, and the top is your goal. You're not going to go from the bottom all the way to the top. So she said, start with the bottom rung. So the first rung, you know, the belief that she said, you know, she said, I fully believe this is possible for me. And that was my first thing that I had to keep telling myself. I fully believe this is possible for me. And then she said, once that becomes comfortable, then go to the next rung and create something else for yourself. And I don't know whether you guys can see it, but that was I decided to make this up because I thought, well, I'm never going to remember it, so I'm going to make it up. And so I actually made it up. You know, my next one became, you know, every day I am getting closer and closer. And that was a real big thing for me to keep reminding myself. And then my third one was she let go. And I don't know whether anybody saw my post, but it definitely just rung with me. It was just like, actually, she let go of what others think. She let go of actually worrying about what other people are say or going to think or do. And that was one of the big things for me. And then my last one, when I was getting closer to the date, but my numbers were still, you know, a wee way off. It was, I am ready for my expectations to be exceeded. So that kind of became my ladder. That became my, you know, she just said, switch out, build new beliefs is what creates the right circumstances for this to happen. And it was, get excited, it is yours. And one of the things that, you know, I learned was, you know, what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? And that was actually one of the big things for me. It's like, well, actually, what would I do if I knew I couldn't fail? You know, and I just started calling people. I started calling more people. I started having more conversations. She also, there was some meditations that she recommended to just, you know, really put yourself in the right mindset. There was some subliminal things to get rid of the blocks at the back. I don't understand it. I still don't understand it, but I thought I'm going to do whatever it takes. So I did that. And she also said, you're going to see feathers. You're going to see feathers everywhere. It was really random. And I did. I saw a lot of feathers. She said, it's just going to remind you. It's just going to be one of those things. She said, it's going to be really random. And honestly, I was in Christchurch after our presentation in Christchurch, and I was going to meet a friend. I saw a feather in the middle of the street in Christchurch, in the middle of the town. And I was like, oh my God, you know, like it just was like, but it was another sign for me. And it might sound really woo-woo to some people, but it was just, for me, it was another sign. It was like, okay, yep, just keep going, just keep doing what you're doing. But the fear was real, and some days it was hard. It definitely was. I think this is on June the 20th. I just remember going, how am I going to get there? You know, my numbers were back. I just was like, oh, I was like, that was a hard day. My poor son came in and found me on the floor in the fetal position in tears, you know, because I just didn't know, you know, how I was going to do it. And he said, what's wrong, Mum? And I said, today's a hard day. He said, you know, I've got a huge goal. And I said, today's a hard day. And I put a post up, and this is one of the, it's a network marketing Facebook page with Rob Sperry. It's got Simon Chan. It's got some very top people, and they gave me some really good advice. Simon Chan said, you know, work on your vision and confidence. You're visualizing failure instead of success. Start by listing out 20 reasons why you will make it happen instead of focusing on the 10 reasons why you can't. And I was just like, oh my goodness. You know, like that is so, you know, like that. And I was like, right, I'm doing that. So I did that. And I guess the whole time I was still doing the work and doing the right activities. But yeah, there was people obviously that said, focus on the right activity and the results will follow. You know, you got this. And somebody else said, cancel the trip right now. You know, basically, if you let that fear in, you can cancel the trip. And I just was like, and I saw that and I was like, oh, you know, and that, because my subconscious was trying to pick up anything negative, like I had to be a real gatekeeper to my thoughts and to my feelings. So this was after the 25th subscriptions had gone out. There was still a lot of work to be done. Obviously, we had the birthday celebration. So, you know, we were still reaching out to people and still talking to people. We had the Zoom. I had phenomenal support from Rachel, Mari and Kerry Ann. You guys were honestly my biggest cheerleading squad and kept me accountable. This was the 25th. So this was after the last subscription run. And you can see, you know, I was 17,201, you know, I was down 2,000 from last month. So, you know, it was at that point, you know, yeah, I could have thrown it in, but I didn't. And this is kind of how my numbers rolled. It was poor old Kerry Ann and Mari and Rachel were probably going, oh my goodness, is she going to do it? I was going, oh my goodness, am I going to do it? But I just kept the faith. And I don't know whether you can see this here, but, you know, I just said, you know, I've got some ideas and I'm still planning to get there. You know, when Mari asked me on Saturday how my volume was going, I just said, yeah, I'm still going to get there. And so, you know, that's exactly what I did. This was one of my other things that became my mantra. I think this was about Thursday or Friday. You know, don't use your energy to worry, use your energy to believe. And so I really just focused on that. I could feel the overwhelming support from everybody. And, you know, as I said to, you know, a lot of people, my heart chakra was absolutely bursting. It was quite a phenomenal feeling. Even though people weren't with me right here in my room or my office, I could feel it. I could feel the support. Josie and Grania were ringing me what are your numbers? How are you going? And they're our elite leaders, and they're in another team, but they were right by my side, and they were both, Josie's like, right, you got to do this, you got to do that, blah, blah, blah. Grania, right to the last minute. Saturday, she rings me at about 2:00, but I said, this is my numbers, and she's like, right, you've got to do this and you've got to do that, which was just absolutely amazing. So you guys know the rest. I got there, which was absolutely amazing. So I guess all goal setting must be immediately followed by the development of a plan and massive and consistent action towards its fulfillment. So that was my journey to Pro 5 Summit.
I'm quite tired.
Liko, you're awesome.
It's so good. I was so busy looking at your numbers on Saturday. I actually had to go out to stop myself doing it.
I think, and it's I'm not a pressure person. I don't like having pressure on me. And so, this is not and I'm always about, people, what is the right thing for people? What is right for them? And so, it feels very weird to be going for something, that I guess is going to be a personal gain. And so I guess that was something that I really had to, overcome. But it's also just believing, and there's so much more to it, I guess by going to Pro 5 Summit, I can learn from so many people about the business, and I can bring that back to you guys. And the other thing is I've watched other people reach these goals, and I've been inspired by them. And I hope that this inspires you guys, that, if I can do it, you can do it. There's going to be other trips, there's going to be other things that are going to come up. And, and that's my biggest, thing is that, that it will inspire you guys, because I want this for everybody. And I think that's the beautiful thing about this industry and about this company is it's not, we're all here to help and support each other, because we want every single one of you, to meet your goals and to, to do the things that you want to do. So thank you. Thank you to all of you, because every single one of you has helped me get there. And oh my goodness, has it been a lesson of growth and the old subconscious. Jeez, I thought I'd done the work. I thought I'd done the personal work, but man, it shines.
I'll say this, Liko, because your downline believed in you so strongly. They got so behind you, and it's like paying it forward. All the good things that you've done for the downline, you've paid it forward, and in return, they've paid it forward by getting there and making it happen. So this is teamwork at its highest. I can't say enough for how everyone came together. It's just so amazing and so inspiring what you ladies have achieved. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And the most beautiful part about it is that we've got some new team members like Maxine, I've got another lady, Joanne, we've got new team members to spread this word, spread the word of activation, that's Joss. Oh my goodness, Kerry-Ann was talking to Joss today, 40 years of chronic fatigue, and and she feels like she's got her life back, and so she's joined us in the business. So it's just, and that's the beautiful thing about it, and I guess that, is that, we have, this is just the beginning for, so many of us just to keep moving forward. So
when is the trip, Liko?
October.
Oh, wow. That's not far away.
No.
That's so cool.
Liko, can you say also, it wasn't until April when we were at that breakfast that Grania told us that you were owning this, because we didn't know. And so once we knew, I felt like we had not ownership, but we were there to help and support. Because I think I was sitting at, it must have been last month, you might have messaged what are you guys up to? And then Mum and I were like, oh, let's have a look and see all the people, and there's people I'd forgotten about that I messaged and see how they were, that, I might not have done it, but I was, because I said, oh, this will help Liko. And then I, followed up with some people, and then this lady ended up ordering it for her son that's obviously on the spectrum as well. And not that I would have forgotten about it, but there was just, you kind of do. So it was all about like the team of that, you know what I mean? Like it was a bigger thing, like we were helping Liko as well.
It's so beautiful because there was no disharmony. It was just unity, total unity. And that's what you brought into this package. And that's so inspiring because from me, like so inspiring, because Carrie Ann, Rachel and Murray were out, and Liko out at the, Rachel's event out at Rangiora, and I just felt the structure and the stability in your team. And I've mentioned it more than once. What you've got here is something so magnificent. It's priceless. It really is. It's so priceless. Can't put a price on it. And so everyone that's sitting on this call, and welcome, Maxine, you're all part of this journey.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, it's, yeah. Right, yeah. And Rach, your message when you sent a message to everyone, oh, my poor husband, I was in tears at the table, like it was just like, oh my goodness, like just, that, I could just feel that overwhelming support from you all. And yeah, my poor husband, I think he had a workmate in tears day, and then somebody else, he's like, what is it with women today?
Yeah.
I'm like, it's okay, these are happy tears. I'm happy, I'm grateful.
I'm so glad you shared that, Rachel, because it was really awesome for us to know what was going on, so that we could, because even from an energetic level, just our support and confidence in you, Liko, of just you got this.
And and I had other people reach out, like friends of mine who are consultants that they're not really doing the business, but they reached out like, what can I do? And I had a friend, a dear friend, who she'd skipped her subscription this month, which is absolutely fine. Like that's as I say, it's always about what's right for other people. But she's like, how can I put my order through? I don't want to I want to try and help you. And so she's like, I'll order two this month, and then skip next month. And I was like, oh, you're just gorgeous. And then I said, well, it's not just that, but I said, what about a testimonial? My friend who did her testimonial about perimenopause, she hates the camera. She absolutely hates it.
That was a goodie.
She's one of my besties, and and she's like, well, how can I help you? And I was like, you know what, it's just the simple things. If you can do a testimonial, then that's going to help spread the message, and it's going to help help more people. So yeah, it was just I'm so grateful. I feel so loved, and and so excited to be on this to this journey with all you guys together, because I feel like it's just the beginning. Definitely
for us Kiwis, we have this barbed wire mentality. We plow on and we try to fix things as they happen, and but we're not in the habit of actually reaching out and broadcasting things. And this is something, a great lesson for everyone here can take on. So as each and every one of you is growing their business, tell the team what you want us to do. So important. Just don't sit there, be shy and think, oh, it's not working for me, or what can I do? Because we had that brunch with Grania, and all came up, and we all talked about what we could do for for our own business growth, what we could do to support Liko. But this big lesson for us Kiwis is invaluable, what we've got to take away. So
I think too, Faye, we've got that tall poppy syndrome here as well. And so you get in that position where you don't want to be spouting off about your success, because there's the knockers out there that, that's not, we need to take a leaf out of the Aussies book, because I think they're really good at that. They'll easily say, yeah, I'm really good at what I do. I am the best.
Definitely, we've got to change our attitude, and this is actually the place to start. So Jeanette, you want to grow your business. Murray, you want to grow your business. Carrie Ann, you want to grow your business. Maxine, you want to grow your business, and the novelty of doing it. Your passion will take you far. Rachel, you want to grow your business. You all, and so the people, consultants have been here a little while. You're growing your business, and honor that, but also bring in that whole team thing, which happened with a comradeship, to actually, wow, we're a team, and it's happening. And so Liko couldn't have done it by herself. You cannot do it by yourself.
No.
And so I'm honouring each and every one of you with my words. So I'm not I'm knocking Liko. I'm using this really constructively. And so I think if you're going to take something away from tonight, take away like, what do I want next? And then we go back to how Liko's talked about goal setting. What do I want next? And how am I going to make that achieve? I'm really like apprehensive. I'm really what? Well, bring it together on these meetings on Monday and let's get it happening for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
All right, guys, I'm going to finish up because we can jump onto Team Heart if we want to.
Yeah,
Thank
cool.
you so much. And yeah, from the bottom of my heart, just my gratitude goes out to each and every one of you for your support and love. I truly appreciate it.
Cool.
And
Thanks,
Congratulations.
all right.
Okay.
Oh,
Next
see you.
time.
Bye. Bye.